Welcome to the video. Tree planting. Why is fruit tree planting better or more important than non-fruiting trees? Sadhguru was doing a reforestation project in the world by planting millions of trees. But there is no tree that is producing food. Food shortage gonna appear way more than we think, because 2 years ago I was in the shops, the big shops in Belgium. This was not available, that was not available, and still it's not available. So they're gonna bring in, that's the next joke of your lovely people that you are voting for, that they're gonna restrict the food, that they're gonna restrict the water. There is one video about a guy that predicted that in 40 to 50 years they're gonna let people, some people gonna get a privilege of using water. So if you have a property where you are self-sufficient and you produce food or fruit, they will provide you as the first one with water. People who depend on shops and markets will have water restriction. So the fruit trees, they're gonna shade out like as other trees, but some of the fruit trees are very fast growing and have a huge crown and produce tons of food, which is what we need when we have food restriction. More fruit from nature, more fruit from fruit trees. So the soil now is exposed to the sun by monoculture farming, by cattle lands. Every time when we cut a tree, the soil becomes available for the sun. It dries out, it hardens, the micro life disappears, the worms disappears, the fungi, everything gets less, even totally disappears by using the big machines and hardening even more the soil, besides the exposure of the sun. So John Janjai just made a video why we need to plant trees, fruit trees, anywhere in the world where we live, not on the North Pole or not in Greenland, you know. Humans originate from tropical rainforest, equatorial tropical rainforest. So there is plenty of water, there is plenty of food on the equator. There's plenty of fruits on the equator, the most. So he said it's better to plant a tree than go for voting because those people have no good intentions with you. They think about taking in more countries and being the boss over more countries. So it's all about destructive and killing. So they are not into reforesting, totally not, because the big farming with tractors is what they want to see, a mass food production, but a wrong way of food production. Fruit trees produce way more than any other vegetable farming and whatever, because there is way more maintenance required by people and now by big machines that take over the people's manual handwork like in the past. We don't need these big machines. We need to plant seeds and plant fruities to have more water retaining lands. So the fruit trees and even other trees do carbon saving, water saving, and increasing the bacterial life, the worm life, the fungi. Remember, the nature is always doing its best. In a forest, the leaves falling down to prevent that the sun can dry out the soil, that the sun can harden the soil. So when you have a lawn, you let your grass grow, you cut it and you don't remove it, so that the whole ground is covered with something. That is what nature is doing. So nature is producing mulch, and the mulch will digest it by bacteria, worms and fungi, mycelium, and that gonna increase the quality of the soil, the quality of the food. With monocropping and big machines, chemicals doing more destruction in the already damaged soils in the world. 60% of the soils are destroyed by mono farming. So even permaculture is not the most effective way, but fruit trees as the breadfruit and the jackfruit are the fastest in in ground or soil restoration. So take your health in own hands, start planting trees and cover your soil like nature has learned us.